I think when people see me at the start line, they're hoping that I'm not going to take it out as fast as I normally do.
Out the gates, Lauren Weeks, let's see who can follow.
If the race plays out the way I want it to, I'm hoping to be able to catch my breath at least for a moment and be able to smile and wave to my daughter when I'm on that rower, because that's my only opportunity.
And off we go. Agent number 3 here in Glendale, Phoenix.
Let's go!
Here is a man pushing a sled with some anger. We're chasing the passenger and a victory we have ever seen. What an incredible race we're seeing. Sean Noble is making his move. It's major victory number 3 for the Dominator in the Women's Elite 50.
Well, let's take a little look at who is going to be on this evening's start line with Lauren Weeks and Vivian Tafuto, the podium favourites. That third spot is going to be primed to take the world's ticket. 52-year-old Amy Belvalacqua is back on the Elite 15 start line since Worlds, whilst a late change has gifted hometown hero Kelsey Hochlittner her debut. The last time we saw Tara Jackson was Chicago 2023. But perhaps the most spectacular story is Rachel Lagacy. She's going to race both the singles and the doubles. 7 months pregnant. But all eyes are going to be on the doubles qualified duo of Fassbender and Schultz to see if they can do the same in the individual race.
As we're getting ready for the countdown, you'll be seeing, you see those lights at the end of the start tunnel? They will start turning red. And that is the countdown for our women, the sign that we're just moments away from the start. And once you see them go off, it's a randomized start somewhere between 0.5 to 3 seconds once they all illuminated red. And then it's 0.5 to 3 seconds. Here we go. The last light is on and the lights are off. The race is on. This is the start of our regional here in Washington. So we're seeing the clock tick up there in the left-hand corner, and we're already 4 minutes in. They're not into the station. So to just quickly explain that to the viewers out there, it is about an overall run distance in the race. So Claire, one of the legends working for Hyrox, at every single race, she's going to walk around with the measuring wheel and measure the exact distance to make sure we end up with the same distance. But on different courses, this might mean we have a shorter or longer first lap, for example. So for here in Washington, we got a much longer first lap, and they're going to get progressively shorter towards the end, including the rock zone, obviously, on the way to the wall balls. Just to keep that in mind, also thinking about, might we see a world record pace here today? Most decorated athlete in the women's field, pushing a 159 on the SkiErg right now. Much higher stroke rate than Vivian Tafuto next to her, but Vivian going on the 159, 158 as well. So she is definitely following through on that game plan that she talked about.
Yeah, because I think Lauren's had maybe an 8-second on average advantage over Vivian on the skis. So if she's even matching her for pace there, then yeah, Vivian could be starting out hotter. In the race for the qualification, because Lauren and Vivian have already got their qualifications, but in the race for qualification, like Morgan Schultz came in third, 29 seconds behind Lauren, and then Lauren Hewson was in 10th, 35 seconds. So only 6 seconds separates third and 10th.
Beautiful shot of all our women lined up at the SkiErg workout station number 1. But Lauren Weeks, she is done and dusted. First out of the SkiErg, and now the big question is, how big is the gap to Vivian Tafuto? Vivian Tafuto definitely losing a little bit of time here on the SkiErg. We've seen this before, and now it's a matter of, finding the right mindset, finding that stride. She's looking strong coming out of the SkiErg, and she's got to know, and she's got to be mentally prepared. She knows her time is coming.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, she's come out of that skier only 13 seconds behind, and a lot can change in these next few stations. In particular, on the sleds, a few less breaks on the sleds, and you can quickly make up that 13 seconds. For Lauren, she really attacked these early runs. She attacked the ski. What can she do on these sleds?
Well, we got to find out. Lauren Weeks is into the sled, and she is not wasting a second here. Heads coming down. And then pushing hard. Short, quick steps. Very strong first lane for her. Morgan Schultz in third with a very strong first lane as well. Vivian Tafuda losing another 7 seconds. They're on that second run. And behind, we've got the next duel going there with Carolyn Watkins, Lauren Griffith in there, Catherine Fassbender. So now the question is, like, how hard do you go, right? You know the run is coming up, but you also know you're really close to Lauren Weeks. She's probably going to take another rest. Here we go. Yep. Not surprised there, but Lauren Griffith, I doubt that she's going to push all the way through, or is she going to risk it here at the sled? She is going to risk it. The tired legs, you don't want to flush too much lactate into your legs, but she closed that 20-second gap on Lauren Weeks, and that's got to be highly motivating going out onto that run now.
Yeah, that's a big gap that she's closed just on that station, so for sure, yeah, that's really going to be motivated for her.
Morgan Schultz now suffering a little bit as well on that last lane, so she's losing valuable time again. And there she goes on the left-hand corner of the screen. Next athlete to leave the workout. Audrey Skyver with a fantastic sled push there. But Lauren Weeks is into the sled pull. Workout number 3, and here comes Lauren Griffith. And Greg, just looking at it, you've analyzed the athletes. Like, what do you expect from the two at the sled pull now?
It is typically very close. Like the sled push, there has been more of a gap. I think Vivian had like 21-second advantage on average over Lauren in the sled push. It has been closer in the sled pull. That said, you would expect Vivian to gain some time here. We have seen Lauren struggle in some races, in particular on the sled pull. So there's not always a lot in it, but Vivian does have the upper hand.
Morgan Schultz, Catherine Fassbender, they're back together. The band is back together in 3 and 4. And let's not forget, with the way it's standing right now, we got Lauren Weeks and Vivian Tafuda battling it out for first, but they're both qualified for the World Championship already. So behind them is where the fight for that one spot. Just a reminder to the viewers out there, for the regionals, there's only one spot for the World Championship. So you either want to win the race or you want to be the first non-qualified athlete in the race. Yeah. And right now that is the battle between Morgan Schultz, Catherine Fassbender. We're seeing Audrey Skyver in there as well. We're seeing Carolyn Watkins not too far off the pace here as well. And fantastic to see, just coming by the commentary booth, Rachel Legacy. What a story. You know, 29 weeks pregnant, qualified for the race here. Racing singles today, racing doubles tomorrow. She's got a non-stop smile on the face, just soaking in the atmosphere and everything. It's fantastic to see. And I'll be that guy right now, because we all know in the modern world of social media, everybody loves complaining. So for everybody who's tempted right now to pull out the phone and go about like 29 weeks pregnant, you shouldn't be racing and so on, do your homework. It's medically checked, it's absolutely okay, and it's fantastic to see. And look at that, a shoulder-to-shoulder exit out of the rock zone with our leaders, Lauren Weeks and Vivian Tafuda, the doubles partners. I'm actually laughing a little bit on the inside, because after workout number 3, now racing as individuals, Vivian is closer to Lauren Weeks on the run than she would be when they're racing doubles together. She's right there. Right now, her tactic of trying to go all out to risk something at the beginning looks to be paying off. But the big question is, how is it going to impact her strength that we're so used to in the second half of the race?
But I've got to say, she's matching her very well on this run. It's not that they've just come out together, and then Lauren's opening up a gap. She's looking good. She's matching her for pace on this run, where we know Lauren is really pushing hard. So at the moment, it's looking really good for Vivian.
So looking at the standings in the graphic here, Vivian Tafuto, Lauren Weeks coming out. Then we're seeing Morgan Scholz maintaining that third spot, losing around about 6 seconds at the sled pull. Catherine Fassbender actually with a really good workout, making sure that the gap actually came down a little bit again. And here we go into the burpees. So don't be fooled by the cadence. It always looks a little bit different because Lauren Weeks not as tall as Vivian Tafuto, so shorter athletes always look like they got the higher cadence, but usually they got a slightly shorter jump as well. So let's see how they do. Lauren Weeks, I have no doubt, is going to try to put the hurt on a Vivian Tafuto early into those burpees. We've seen it that Lauren lost time, or that she gained a lot of time. She is gaining a lot of time right now at the burpees.
Yeah, she is. Vivian, you talked about the cadence early on in the station, but Vivian certainly has slowed now. She's taking little breaks there. Apparently the warning for Lauren was overstepping, so her hand her foot just went past her hand a little, which gave her that warning. So you're right, that will play into Lauren's mind. She won't want the penalty, but at the same time, she hasn't slowed too much, and Vivian isn't closing that gap. Just in the race of qualification as well, it's worth just saying Morgan Scholz came in third place ahead of Carolyn Watkins and Kat Fassbender. Kat has got a 43-second better advantage over Morgan on this station in previous races. So that gap of around, 37 seconds coming in, Kat typically has closed it on this station. It'll be interesting to see how that unfolds.
Really strong run there, though, from Carolyn Watkins now as well. Now only 20 seconds behind Morgan Scholz. And I think what we're seeing in the lead here between Lauren Weeks and Vivian Tafuto now is exactly that thing that I mentioned before. Is like, if you go into the burpees with your heart rate too high, that is one of the stations. It's just, it hurts so much.
Yeah.
And Vivian Tafuto is really suffering right now at those burpees. This is hurting. You can see how she pauses before she even goes back down on the ground. Long jump, and off she goes. Lauren Weeks is coming into the next workout. It is time to rise. So Vivian Tafuto losing 40 seconds at the burpees. That is a lot. If she will find a way to get that time back, where would you think this is going to happen?
Do you know, she can... I would say she can do it on the next 3 stations. In reality, she can do it a few seconds on this row. She has one of the best 2K times, pure 2K times in the field, but it obviously depends on how you're feeling at this point as to how well you can do.
There's the screen here off Vivian Tafuto now, going to 1:59, so dropping below the 2-minute mark again. Trying to make up a little bit of time on Lauren Weeks, but the reality is we're talking about 2 seconds maybe on the 500. So there's not a lot to gain here at the roll right now. No,
there's not a lot to gain unless like Lauren come in and was like really struggling with her energy levels or something like that, and her pace had really dropped. There typically isn't a lot of time to gain here, and that doesn't look like that's the case at all. So no.
And she's good to go. Here she goes, Lauren Weeks. Just finished workout number 5. And look at the confidence, look at the stride coming out of the workout. She looks absolutely fantastic, even comparing her to, the last 2 races. We've seen her every single station. She nailed that run. She didn't look like she was suffering much after that sled push already. We're seeing an incredibly strong Lauren Weeks. Hey, whatever gets you going in the race, right? Whatever keeps you focused, whatever distracts you from the pain that they're going through, because let's not forget that. The moment the lights go off, it's full gas. It takes you about 500 meters, and you're at almost your max heart rate. And from there on, it's just under an hour of absolute full gas.
And especially in races like this level, Anthony Berasini touched on it in the pre-show. Some of these ladies haven't raced in these elite races before, and it can be different for them. Like, all these athletes are super fast, from the very, very start, and that can be different from your typical age group racing, where there can be a little bit more pacing. They're maybe in the lead, and then in a race like this, they're losing ground on some of the faster athletes. So yeah, it's very, very different. It's super fast from the off.
We've talked about Kelsey Hoogleitner, supported by Rich Ryan now. Another interesting athlete to look out for the future. She started training, especially focusing on the running right now with Lawrence Van Lingen, based out of Boulder. The same running coach that Camilla Massa started working with after the major in Hamburg. So you see a lot of our athletes trying to make that move to find specialists for the individual workouts and everything. We're going to see a specialist again in commentary in London when Jane from the Erg Army is joining us again. Here we go. Lauren Weeks is already done with the farmer's carry. Vivian Tafuda 122 down. Morgan Schultz now coming in as well. But Lauren Weeks is flying. She is on a mission here, done with the farmer's carry after... No, coming into the farmer's carry, apologies, after 40 minutes and 59 seconds. Here we go, Vivian Tafuda in the split screen. She's putting the kettlebells down. Very important to put them down clean. They got to be in the box. They're not allowed to tip over. And Carolyn Watkins and Morgan Schultz doing their laps with the kettlebells. The difference being, I would have expected, so Morgan Schultz is going to turn and make her way out back onto the run. Carolyn Watkins is probably going to do another lap there.
Yeah, Carolyn has got a very quick time here. She's around a 1:29 average, which is the same as Vivian Tafuda. So they're two of the quickest on this station in this field. But you're right, yeah, Morgan's got 100 meters ahead essentially.
And she's definitely gritting her teeth. She's pushing through. Quick loss of orientation, but off she goes, and she is in a fantastic position right now. 1:13, Greg. That's not doable.
No, 1:13 is a lot to make up on the lunges. Like Vivian was 21 seconds quicker than Lauren in Phoenix on the lunges. She was the quickest in Hamburg, so there can be time to make up here. She could do it on the wall balls, but not typically a lot of time to be gained on Lauren on wall balls. So 1:13 is an awful lot to make up for sure at this stage of the race.
Vivian Tafuda coming in with 1:34. 1:34, that means she lost 20 seconds on that last run. Vivian Tafuda definitely suffering right now. Morgan Schultz coming in at 2:16, and now we want to see the gap to Carolyn Watkins to see what happened or did not happen on the run. It was 41 seconds coming out of the farmer's carry. And it's important for Carolyn Watkins right now to try and make a move to get a little closer to Morgan Schultz, because if you're just joining us again, to explain the regional format, there's only one spot for the World Championship, and it's going to go to the first non-qualified athlete. Lauren Weeks is qualified, Vivian Tafuda is qualified, but Morgan Schultz right now is the first non-qualified athlete. Lauren Weeks is done with the sandbag lunges as Carolyn Watkins is coming in. She actually lost 2 seconds on the run. And yellow card for Vivian Tafuda. Slight stumble there. Unclean repetition. She knows herself that was a yellow card. And how are we doing on time?
So Lauren left the lunges in 49.43. In terms of world record pace, I think she's off of it. Look, Joanna Wettrick, when she set the world record, left the lunges in 48.42, so a minute ahead of where Lauren is at the moment. That still said, it's still on for a very, very fast time.
Oh,
like
yeah.
that world record was incredible. Like, obviously, the very few people have got even remotely close to that. So this is still actually on for one of the quickest times ever.
Incredible race here from Lauren Weeks. She's turning the tables. This looks to be the first win of the season for her in an Elite 15 race. It is wall ball time. And she has all the time in the world right now to bring this race home. Super clean transition into the wall balls. if you've not raced a Hyrox before, it's not as easy as you think. Coming out of the run, exhausted from the race beforehand, and then going straight into a clean, deep squat. That's the first thing. And the second thing is the coordination to hit the target dead center with the ball. I mean, 70 reps ahead. And this is going to be really, really strong wall balls from Lauren Weeks, by the way. Has there been a rest?
No.
Is she going to go unbroken here?
I think she will, and we were used to that from Lauren in previous seasons, but she has broken a few times in races this season, but yeah, she's looking really clean and really strong at the moment.
Oh, fantastic. So this is the fight for the win right now. It's not a fight anymore, Lauren Weeks, with the first no rep now for not hitting dead center, but she is 92 reps in. She's even got faster repetitions right now than Vivian Tafuto, and you see the hand up from the head judge in the white shirt, and that means Morgan Schultz is on the way into the wall balls, and that is going to be the fight for the qualification. But first we're going to focus on Lauren Weeks. 100 wall balls done and dusted, the biggest smile on her face. Here she goes, your winner of the regional in Washington 2026 is none other than Lauren Weeks.
What a brilliant performance from her. Absolutely brilliant. I think that's I think she just narrowly missed out on her previous world record that she got in Glasgow. 56.23 that time was. I think she's just a few seconds slower than that tonight, but brilliant performance. It didn't look like the sleds were moving that well for her, but she really, really put it in on the runs and on the other stations to get an incredible time, incredible performance.
Carolyn Watkins has not been able to close the gap as much as she needs to.
Looks like she's holding, Morgan looks like she's holding her right thigh occasionally there. I wonder if she's struggling in some way with her leg.
But she is halfway through and she's still 14 ahead. And there's 4 no reps for Carolyn Watkins. This is what might cost her the qualification in the end, but now she's starting to get closer with Morgan Schultz taking another break there. Vivian Tafuto with another couple of no reps there, but she's 96, 97 in. It's the final ones for her now. And this is the first time that Carolyn Watkins is bringing the gap to less than 9 reps. Here comes your second place, Vivian Tafuto. She tried out a new race tactic. It started off fantastic. It didn't pay off in the end. She is at 90. Does she have another 10 inside? I think she's going to bring it home just. She's taking another breather there. She drops the ball again. She is playing it as close as Tim Venus was with Hunter McIntyre at the Worlds, but it's going to be enough. All she needs is another 4 reps to make it to the World Championship in Stockholm. One more for Morgan Schultz. She keeps it together. There's the goal sign. She's bringing it home. Morgan Schultz fighting her way to the World Championship in Sweden at the wall balls. A gutsy race from Carolyn Watkins. A little bit of heartbreak. She was so close. In the end, it's coming down to the number of no reps that cost Carolyn Watkins at least the sprint for the qualification.
Lauren Weeks, you are a force of nature and now the America's champion. How does that sound?
I mean, pretty amazing. It was a big roller coaster in and out. Like, I've learned, I mean, over all the years, but especially through this season, like the sleds are never going to be my friend, and I'm trying to have faith that like I can be strong in other stations. But when you start to lose ground early on, like it's really hard to keep believing, and I'm glad I kept fighting.
Morgan Schultz, you have qualified for the World Championships. I mean, sum up what this means to you. It's one of those incredible moments.
I feel like it's hard to put into words. I feel like it's a long time coming for people who have followed my journey. I've been in the sport since 2020, and I've never really made it to the top and played with the big dogs. So to come out here and kind of like prove my worth and prove that, you know, my training has paid off over all these years is like a dream come true. I literally cannot put it into words. and to share it with all these women and all these fans is like incredible on home soil. There's just nothing that compares.
Lauren Weeks taking the win. We've talked plenty about Vivian Tafuto, Morgan Schultz qualifying at that battle with Carolyn Watkins, but behind the 2022 World Champion Chris Rugloski, Audrey Skyver with a fantastic race, Lauren Griffith, Tara Jackson, Lauren Hewson, and the Canadians holding down the fort at the end. Fantastic to see them in the race here.